Welcome to Fantasia, home of the melodious. My name's Azallea, and today, gonna be bringing you guys an update on my Lunalight deck. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. First of all, we are playing 3 copies of Lunalight White Rabbit. Now when White Rabbit is normal summoned, you can special summon a Lunalight monster straight from your graveyard onto the field in defense position. She can also bounce back spell and trap cards that your opponent controls up to the number of other Lunalight cards that you control. So basically, she's a mini giant Trunade that gets to open up a lot of plays for you, and she gets to clear the field before of any dangerous trap cards that might be there before you can go into a fusion play. So she's definitely a must-have at 3 and one of the main combo pieces. Now, what she combos with is Lunalight Black Sheep, which we are also running 3 copies of. This is probably the most important monster of the main deck, simply because she has so many good effects. So you can discard her to add 1 Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand, or to add 1 Polymerization from your deck to your hand. So this is basically our Polymerization searcher. So she sets up herself in the graveyard so you can normal summon White Rabbit and bring her back, and then you have a Polymerization so you can go straight into a fusion play. And when this card is used as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can also add 1 Lunalight monster from your graveyard or your extra deck back to your hand. So you can recover your Pendulum monsters in your extra deck, or you can recover some of the things that you used inside of your graveyard. Okay, so next off we are playing 1 copy of Lunalight Purple Butterfly. Now Purple Butterfly, I only run 1 because she's still decent to have. You can discard her or tribute her from your side of the field, target 1 Lunalight monster you control, and it gains 1000 attack. So because Lunalight Blue Cat is actually 1600 attack, you can make her 2600, and that can run over a lot of more relevant monsters in the game that are 2500 attack or less. Now, Purple Butterfly also has an effect where you can banish her from the graveyard to special summon a Lunalight monster from your hand. And of course, that monster that she synergizes the most with is going to be Lunalight Blue Cat. Now, we run 3 copies of Lunalight Blue Cat because whenever she's destroyed by battle or by card effect, she floats into another Lunalight monster, anyone from your deck. And she's also level 4, so she's absolutely amazing for making rank 4 plays. And when she's special summoned, she can actually target another Lunalight monster that you control that's not Blue Cat and double its original attack. So this makes your fusions really big and opens up all of your OTKs. So next off, we are running 3 copies of Lunalight Tiger. I absolutely recommend you run 3 Lunalight Tigers in this build, just because the fact that you will be popping Lunalight Tiger a lot. Basically what she does as a pendulum scale is you can target 1 Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it's destroyed during the end phase and its effects are negated. But what you could do is if you have Blue Cat, you can Tiger into Blue Cat, let it die during the end phase, and then summon another Blue Cat or some other Lunalight monster that you want. But you could also just use that effect and then you can pop her, her monster effect separate. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, including in the Pendulum zone, by the way, you can target 1 Lunalight monster in your graveyard and special summon it with no restrictions, no effect negations, not in defense position, anything. So basically, this card is a double monster reborn in a single card. Definitely recommend running 3. Okay, so next off, we are running 1 copy of Lunalight Wolf for the last Lunalight monster. So I only run 1 because she is searchable now because of Lunalight Perfume, which just got released in the Dark Illusion booster box pack. And yeah, so she's definitely useful, but I don't really use her pendulum effect too often. Her monster effect is she allows your Lunalights to pierce. Her pendulum effect it's basically like a miracle fusion, so you can banish Lunalight monsters from your side of the field or your graveyard to fusion summon a Lunalight monster from your extra deck. So she's really an easy way to get into Lunalight Leo Dancer. So next off, for the non-Lunalight cards, we run 2 copies of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I cut the Performance Power Odd Eyes Light Phoenix because he wasn't really doing much, and even though his scale through is pretty nice to summon Blue Cat with Tiger. Because she's a scale 5, it just didn't come up enough, and I thought 2 Odd Eyes is definitely good. So what you do normally is you'd have an Odd Eyes. You can use the Odd Eyes and pop itself to search Tiger. Then you activate Tiger during your next turn, and Tiger can bring something back. Then you can Sky Iris, blow up Tiger. Tiger brings another thing back. Sky Iris allows you to search another Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. During your main phase 2, you can set that Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon into your scale, and then during the end phase, he'll blow up and search another Tiger. So there's basically a little loop going on with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and Lunalight Tiger. So that is definitely why I recommend running 2 copies of him. You can also Pendulum summon him from the extra deck using Perform Pal Odd Eyes Unicorn, because it's a scale 8, if the camera focus. Okay, so it's a scale 8, and combined with Lunalight Tiger, which is a scale 5, you can Pendulum summon Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which brings 2 beat sticks onto the field that are also level 7, which is pretty important once we get into the extra deck. Alright, and that does it for all of the monster cards that I run. Next off, going into the spell cards. So for these spell cards, we run 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. This should be very self-explanatory because it allows us to search any of our Lunalight monsters except for Wolf, because her level's too high. Next off, we're running 2 copies of Polymerization because this is a fusion-based build, so you definitely need those to search, and along with 1 copy of Fusion Substitute, which is treated as Polymerization, so you can search it as well. But basically what this one does is you can only fuse using materials from the field, but you can also banish this card from your graveyard to return a fusion monster from your graveyard to your extra deck to draw an extra card. So not only does it allow you to recycle some of your fusions, it also allows you to, well, go for more cards and see if you can extend your combos. It's definitely a good card, and I would recommend running 1. More than that, it's probably a little risky because you want to be able to fuse from your hand a lot if you don't have enough stuff on your field. But yeah, 1 seems to be a good number. Next off, we're playing 2 copies of Fusion Recovery. This allows us to get a fusion material monster back used for a fusion summon, as well as a polymerization. So it's a great way to recycle stuff and an excellent top deck late game. Speaking of excellent cards, we are running 2 copies of Lunalight Perfume. A lot of you guys have been asking me about my opinion on this, and this card is absolutely amazing. But I don't run 3 because I do not want to see this on my first turn. I do not want to see this because this does not make combo plays. This helps you after you've made your combo plays to get either a bigger field or to search anything that you might need. This is a really good card, and none of the effects are once per turn. You can use multiple copies of this per turn, and it is just absolutely fantastic. You can get back a Cat Dancer, a Panther Dancer. You can get back Blue Cats, you can get back Black Sheep, you can search Lunalight Wolf. This card is absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend running 2. If you want to run 3, you can definitely try to run 3, but I don't want to see it in multiples, because if you see it in multiples and you don't have enough monsters to really do anything, so it relies on you having other cards for it to function to its full potential. That's why I only run 2, just so you guys understand. Next off, we're running 2 copies of Sky Iris. Sky Iris is absolutely amazing because it synergizes with Tiger, as I explained earlier, and also you can pop Blue Cat. Blue Cat can summon another Blue Cat, which can trigger and double your Cat Dancer or Panther Dancer. It's just absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend running the Odd Eyes engine. So to search the Sky Iris, we play 2 copies of Terraforming, just because Sky Iris is really crucial to our combos. But you never want to open up multiple Terraformings or Sky Iris or a combination of both, just because Sky Iris is only once per turn, so even if you activate another one, you can't use it. Alright, so next off we're running 2 copies of Twin Twisters. To get rid of back row before we go in, you don't really need more than this because White Rabbit bounces back row anyway. But this is just nice to have if you suspect they have Solemn Warning or Solemn Strikes that can stop your White Rabbit from going off. Trap holes and stuff we don't really care about because White Rabbit bypasses Bottomless, which is really the most relevant one. So there's that. Next off we are running 2 copies of Mass Change 2. Now this allows us to go into Darklaw, which is an amazing card against the meta, amazing card against Cosmos, Burning Abyss, Blue Eyes, and upcoming ABCs, so I definitely recommend running 2 of these. You can cut it down to 1, but I really highly suggest you run Darklaw because it shuts down so many decks. Okay, so we run one copy of Raigeki just to clear some problematic monsters from the field before going off, and one copy of Upstart Goblin just for that little tiny consistency boost that may or may not be relevant. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. So that is it for the spells. Next off, we're going into the traps. Alright, so for the trap cards, we are running a very simple trap lineup. We're running one copy of Solemn Warning, and we are running one copy of Solemn Scolding. Just because we don't play any other back row, Solemn Scolding is very, very powerful and allows us to negate practically anything for a mere cost of 3,000 life points. So you can protect your field, you can protect your monsters, you can protect your back row, you can protect your pendulum scales, protect yourself from a huge pendulum summon as well. So this card is just very versatile, and I definitely highly suggest you try it out. No Lunalight Reincarnation Dance this time, just because Lunalight Perfume just fills all the roles completely perfectly fine. You don't need Reincarnation Dance because it's slow, it requires destruction to trigger. Even if you're using Sky Iris, you have to wait an entire 2 turns, your opponent's turn, and then back to yours again to be able to use it. So I wasn't a huge fan of it because of that, and I'm glad Lunalight Perfume got released because it definitely was what the deck needed. More spells instead of traps. Okay, so going into the side deck now, we are running 2 copies of Maxi. Maxi is a wonderful card and allows us to basically discourage our opponent from going off and gives us extra draws into our combo pieces. We run 3 copies of Kumongous the Sticky String Kaiju. I explained this in my previous videos before for deck profiles. Kumongous is a level 7, synergizes with things like Odd Eyes and Cat Dancer. It also prevents Blue Eyes players from getting another level 8 in the form of Gamma Seal to make things like Tachyon Dragon and going off with such like that. And it's also really easy to run over. All of our fusions can run over it, even Cat Dancer with her 2400. She can't destroy by battle, so it's completely safe to attack into Kumongous. We want 1 copy of Dark Hole to clear fields because we like going second. We run 2 system downs, very similar to Dark Hole. We want to clear some fields against machine type decks like, Cosmos. You want to clear them against maybe Despots or Dynamists or such. Just any relevant machine type deck, maybe one that you'll bump into occasionally at locals or something. Definitely something to invest into because ABCs, once they come out, will be devastated by even a single copy of System Down. So next off, we play, for our traps, 1 copy of Breakthrough Skill just for some effect negation, and also acts as a you can banish it from the grave to use it again, so it's basically a floating trap card, and you can get value out of it. You get 2 negations for the price of a single card. We play 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness, which basically stops our opponent from special summoning. And we play 2 copies of Royal Decree to stop any big back row decks, demise decks, and all that good stuff from locking us down or preventing us and stunning us from playing. And last but not least, we play 3 copies of Rivalry of Warlords, which is absolutely amazing and shuts down tons of decks like Monarchs, Cosmos, upcoming Sub-Terrors are also all different types, so it puts in work there. And that's it for the side deck. Next off, we're going to go into the extra deck. Alright, so for the extra deck, starting off, we have 1 copy of Sky Cavalry Centauria. Now, Sky Cavalry basically is a rank 2 and it's very powerful. It cannot be destroyed by battle if it has XYZ materials, and at the end of the damage step, you get to, if this card battles a monster, then you can detach one material from this card and return the opponent's monster from the field to the hand. So this allows you to just bounce back problematic monsters that can't be destroyed by card effects or targeted, things like Chaos Max, maybe Cosmo Dark Destroyer, things like that. Next off, we're running 1 copy of Abyss Dweller to stop the graveyard effects because Burning Abyss and Cosmos are still alive. 1 copy of Diamond Direwolf, because Diamond Direwolf basically allows you to pop, the most relevant one is going to be Beast Warriors. So all Lunalights are Beast Warriors, Blue Cat is, Tiger is as well, and if you pop those and pop something your opponent controls, basically what happens is your Blue Cat can float, so you don't even lose any advantage. Tiger can also float and bring something back from the graveyard. You don't lose any advantage at all by using Diamond Direwolf in this archetype. One copy of Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, just to bounce, spin back something that is problematic. Castel is also a Winged Beast, which Diamond Direwolf can pop. So if you use Castel and he's just on the field, you can pop a use Castel and pop something that your opponent controls as well. Next off, we are running one copy of Brotherhood the Fire Fist Tiger King, very shiny card here. When he's summoned, he lets you set a Tenki straight from the deck. You can also detach one material from him, and he acts as a skill drain for everything that's not a Beast Warrior monster. So very good for negating things and going for game, because your opponent can't really do anything after that in terms of using monster effects on the field. We run one copy of Utopia, followed by one copy of Utopia the Lightning, just to get over really big problematic monsters that not even Leo Dancer can handle, such as Chaos Max and such. So very good card indeed, and very easy to access too with the Tiger and Blue Cat combos. Next off, we were running one copy of number 11 Big Eye. Overlay the Odd Eyes with Cat Dancer or something, and you can steal your opponent's monster. One copy of Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. Again, Odd Eyes or Lunalight Cat Dancer, and then you can burn your opponent for 500 damage every time that they try to activate an effect. So if you can't OTK your opponent, you can easily summon Flare Metal Dragon and then use his effect to sit on it, and then your opponent can't do anything, and they'll burn themselves for game if they actually try. So that's it for the XYZ monsters. Next off, going into the fusions. So first of all, we were playing one copy of Masked Hero Darklaw. This is for our Mass Change 2s. You can summon Darklaw more than once if you fusion substitute to... If Darklaw dies, you can fusion substitute to put him back into the extra deck. And then when you do, you can summon him again with your second Mass Change 2. Doesn't really happen much, but you can do it. So he's very good. Basically, he's a one-sided macrocosmos for your opponent, so everything of theirs gets banished. Going into the Lunalight fusion cards now. So we were running two copies of Lunalight Cat Dancer. I cut the third copy as a test, and I never really missed it. I never really used it before either, the third copy. So you can obviously put this back with Fusion Substitute if you needed to. Black Sheep can return it from the graveyard to the extra deck as well. So I would just highly recommend running two if you want space for extra cards. Like I cut mine for Flare Metal Dragon, but yeah, you can get away with two. If you want to play it safe, definitely run three though, just in case they get banished by Bottomless Trap Hole or anything like that. Next off, we were running two copies of Lunalight Panther Dancer, basically the boss monster of the deck. And yeah, so she along with Cat Dancer allows you to attack each of your monsters your opponent controls twice each. So boosted by Blue Cat, both of these are very, very powerful cards. Cat Dancer can't be destroyed by battle, Panther Dancer can't be destroyed by card effects. And last but not least, we run one copy of Lunalight Leo Dancer. Never really found the need for more than one. Sometimes you'll be in a situation where you can summon more than one, but really you don't need more than one. So I just run one. If she does go to the graveyard, you can always put her back with Black Sheep or Fusion Substitute, as always. She can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and she can attack twice per battle phase. And she has 3,500 attack, so if you boost her with Blue Cat, she immediately becomes 7,000, and that can run over basically anything in the game. And yeah, that does it for the extra deck. And that does it for the deck profile. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found this video helpful, please leave a like. Subscribe for more Lunalight content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.